Hi guys, welcome to another class. The focus of class today is really to open up the carriage of our neck and specifically the attachment sites on the base of our skull and then our ribs and collarbone space. For class, we're going to be holding poses for longer periods of time to get that nice, juicy, deeper stretch and myofascial release. So when you're ready, settle yourself down in a comfortable seating position and just become more aware of your felt sense. When we're sitting in these deeper stretches to really let the neck release and let go, the lower body might get a little grumpy or cranky from the joint compression of the knees, ankles, and or hips. So I encourage you to move between a cross-legged sitting position and then having your knees bent and sitting on your heels as needed for your body. So the sensations you're really feeling are happening through the neck space and not getting overcrowded with the sensations you're feeling in the lower body. Begin to tune in to the quality of your breath, the natural inhales and exhales. And then simply let the weight of your head move forward. Chin is dropping closer to your chest. And you're really thinking that area between skull and neck is getting longer. That's where you should start to feel some juicy stretches. The awareness is to keep the shoulders down, not hiking up towards our ears, so the sensation is really happening through the neck region. Nice big breaths here. And core is engaged, chest is puffed out, crown of head is long. Isolating the segment of our neck spine or our cervical spine. And then we're just going to adjust some of the muscles that we're really going to be lengthening out by simply moving the chin to one of our shoulders. Head is still moving down and forward. And then you can switch your chin, moving to the opposite shoulder. Heavy activation and engagement through the middle part of our spine and our low part of our spine. So the torso is nice and stable. Good, and then slowly lift your head up to neutral. Maybe wiggle it out a little bit. That can be a lot of focus and attention work. And then you're going to, again, puff out the chest, engage the core, and then bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Crown of head is still moving away from shoulders. Shoulders are gently dropping down and feeling heavy. Breath is full when it can be. And then play with the pitch of your chin based off of where you hold the hypertonicity in your neck. Keep the breath moving in and out through the nose, that slight constriction in the back of the throat. Teaching our body how to dilate and strengthen the sinuses and back of throat. Good, and come back to neutral with the neck. Shake out the shoulders and the neck and the head, and then opposite side. So, puff out the chest, engage the core. Then the left ear, go to the left shoulder. Soften the shoulders down. And then play with the pitch of the chin, having it come closer to the same shoulder, or having it tilted up and away based off of where you hold your tension. And don't be surprised if it's different from one side to the other. Dominance plays a pretty big role in our neck tension. Play with the movement of the eyeballs, the jaw, the wiggling of the ears. A lot of times, awareness and intentional activation of muscles can help the areas that are really tense and tight soften indirectly. And then when you're ready, bring your head back to neutral. Shake out the shoulders. And then let go of the chest tension you've held to kind of support your neck. Good, and then we're going to be intentional about a nice extension of our spine. So with that puffed out chest feeling, the gaze is going up more so than back. Slowly starting to ripple open the front of our chest with support from the back body, specifically the back of the neck. And between the shoulder blades, they are lifting up and then back to encourage the front of the chest to soften and open. And then let that posture go. Roll the shoulders. Stick out the tongue. Bleh. Can you feel a little bit taller, a little bit longer? Some more freedom of movement from neck to shoulder. Good, and then just change your positioning here to give our hips a bit of a break. Come to sitting on your heels, knees bent. And we're going to do some exaggerated cat-cows here. This positioning of our hips tends to give that base sacrum, or the base part of our spine, a lot more freedom to move. So really exaggerate your cat-cows here. Let the neck join into the movement. We do want to encourage or have in the back of our mind space or length between crown of head and sacrum, especially if we know we're a bit more on the hypermobile side or we're constantly working on strength through our core. It's easier for us to sink into our spinal bones in this posture. Oh yeah, lots of space through the heart, through the shoulders, and then there's some freedom of movement at the base of skull, an area that can get so stuck for a lot of people. Alright, let's open up the fascial netting of our shoulder and chest. Bring the hands interlaced to the back of your head. Puff out your elbows so you have a nice broad stretch through your sternum and chest and ribs. And then from here, you just turn your head from left to right, letting the eyes and the gaze lead the movement here. And finding gentle rotation of the neck region specifically, where the skull meets the neck. Big breaths each time we turn our head. Good, and then let this posture go. You can keep the same sitting position or switch back to cross-legged. And then you take the same arm position, but with one arm. So left arm comes behind your head, elbow reaches wide, and then the elbow points up towards the midline, towards the sky. And then you bring your opposite arm, so your right arm, to your left knee. You allow this connection of arm holding on to knee to help you twist your torso, twist your rib cage, puffing out your chest. Use this arm at the base of your skull to find some traction between the skull and the neck by gently pulling your head away from your shoulders. Good, and then work on thoracic mobility. This upper elbow, bring it down to the knee, opposite knee, cross-body crunch. Inhale, lift the arm up. Exhale, crunch it in and round. Do this a few more times. Big breaths while we do so. Good, switch sides. Right arm comes to the base of the skull. Elbow reaches out. And then you encourage that elbow to come towards the midline and up. Fanning out the side ribs. Opposite arm, left arm comes to right knee. Holds onto the leg to help twist the rib cage. And your gaze goes up towards that lifted elbow. You can find length through the neck by encouraging the right arm to Move the skull a bit further away from the neck. And then we work on the mobility. This upper elbow comes down to the opposite knee. You're rounding in. Inhale, you lift up, going through this motion a few times, letting the breath lead the movement. Go nice and slow. This isn't about strength building, it's more about mobility through the spinal joints of our mid-back and through the articulation of those ribs with those spinal joints. Go ahead and let it all go. Shake out whatever needs to be shaken out. That posture can feel like a lot and also very inaccessible. Making bones of the ribs articulate with the spine is not an easy feat. Good. Same arm position here. Bring both hands interlaced to the base of the skull, elbows pointing out. With length, chin goes to chest. Arms are not pressing deeply into our head, but we're providing a little bit of resistance as we push the back of the head into our hands until our head comes to a neutral position. Right? Let the head go long, crown of head's coming away from the shoulders. And then you press your head into your hands, and with a little bit of resistance, you encourage your head to come all the way up to a neutral position. Elbows stay wide. We're still keeping that snore-like breath motion through the nose. Good, changing up the positioning here. Come to sitting on your heels. Bring your hands to your ribs, elbows point wide. Really grab your rib cage and lift it up out of your waistband. And then just find some rotation. And as we turn, we're only exhaling through our nose forcefully. The inhales will come naturally and as you rotate. But every time you turn to the left, exhale. Every time you turn to the right, exhale. And it sounds like this. Here is where we're working that breath work to help dilate our sinuses and find some space in our upper bronchi. You can go as fast as slow as you'd like, encouraging the breath to create the pace of movement here. Good, few more seconds. And let the arms go. Breathe normally. Close the eyes. Notice any felt sensations that are unique. And then we're going to do one more breath exercise. So again, we're only focusing on the exhale. And every time we exhale, we're snapping our belly in and up, trying to find this isometric contraction of our deep, deep foundational core muscle. And it sounds like as we exhale through our mouth. And remember, the inhales will come in naturally. Don't focus on breathing in. The effort is quick exhales. And when you're done. Breathe normally. And notice any felt sensations, a rushing in the head, a tingliness through the nose. Hopefully some expansion through the ribs and the chest and the neck. And let yourself do a gentle body scan. See if you find more space through your spine and your neck. See if you found a bit more space through this carriage-like container of connective tissue. I'm going to end the class here and keep the video running for a few more minutes as always. Take the time you need, and I'll see you next time.